Hello, 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 and welcome to Dear Dana. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you so very much. You just don't know how much I appreciate you. We are doing um, topics today that were inspired by two things. They were inspired by Shoeless One the other day and by something that happened to me, to me and my mother yesterday. Shoeless One asked me to do it the other day, but I was chicken. I was chicken because I was afraid that it would make me emotional. I was a coward. Let's put it that way. I was a coward. And I needed to not be that way. I was a coward because I thought it would make me emotional. Hello, Sheila. Shelly, sorry. Don't know why I said Sheila. Hello, Marva. Yes, you caught alive. Um, I was a coward because I was afraid it would make me emotional. And here I always tell you all that tears are healing. I don't know if I'll get emotional or not. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. And hello out there in the bushes. You know I always appreciate you. I do so much. I notice there are a lot of people in the bushes that, for whatever reason, are often afraid to subscribe. Let me just tell you, when you subscribe, you don't get, nobody knocks on your door. um, you don't get harangued. It's free. It's just a boop of the button. That's all. It doesn't make you have to come up live. It doesn't make you have to come up on the chat. Your name doesn't come up there unless you want it to. Truly. It just helps the channel get hooked up in the algorithm, and it lets you know when we are coming up live in case you want to see the live stream. That's it. And it just helps us get in the algorithm because YouTube sees that and it puts us up there where people see that we're coming on because there's so many videos going on out there. So please like and subscribe. Share if you want to, but yes, please like and subscribe. It really helps us. Thank you. Hello, Willow Paranormal. How are you, YouTube? No, you're not late. We just started. Literally just started a minute ago. Hey, Vintage Optimism. So happy to see you. Like I said, this has been inspired by Shoeless One, Steve. He asked me to do it probably last week, and I was a coward. And then something happened yesterday, and I have to do it. I have been literally vibrating since yesterday. It's gotten a little bit better today. Oh, I hope you get better, Willow. It's a little better today. I still feel internally emotional and I'm still shaky. So I'm going to throw down the intro and we will talk about it as soon as the intro is over. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, I was tightening my bracelet. Had Eden bring me my bracelets. One is Archangel Michael, and I forgot what this one is, but I always feel better to wear them when I'm dealing with doing the live streams and dealing with a lot of energy. And I know you all might not know this, so I'm about to tell you. I don't think I've ever openly spoke about it. Don't think I ever openly have. Time, especially I do a live stream or I go out and do something special, especially if I do something special with the family, I always wear this. It has my son's thumbprint on it. And inside of it, and some of you might think it's weird, I don't. Eden has one too. Inside of it are some of my son Noah's ashes. I've never brought it up. I just wear it. Um, really important to me. And I've got an inscription on the back. But it's really, really important to me. When I go out and about, I hide it on the inside because I'm always afraid I'm going to lose it somehow. I want to get a strong chain. But anyway, I don't think I've openly ever said it. So, this is going to feed into the topic tonight. Oh, sorry you're so sick. It's going to feed into the topic tonight, but I thought I would share it. Okay. Tonight's topic, I tried to shorten it so it wouldn't be so wordy, but Uvalde mental health, woman held hostage. Wide awake when it involves your mom. What is the answer? And I have a picture of Amory. She's one of the children that lost her life at Uvalde. Her dad was, I think, a paramedic, and she called 911 when it happened. So it's all going to come together when we have the conversation. Thank you, Marva. Yeah, it does make you nervous when you're afraid you're going to lose it. Matter of fact, I saw an advertisement the other day. This is a little off topic, but not. You can actually turn a family member's ashes into a diamond. I don't know how I feel about that. But you could actually turn a family member's ashes. You wore your selenite. Good, 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 good. That helps so much. You can actually turn your family member's ashes into a diamond. This might be labradorite. It's blue. I don't know how I feel about that. How do you all feel about that? Turning your family member's ashes into a diamond. I kind of, in some ways, I think it's okay. In other ways, I just don't know. I just don't know. I mean, they say diamonds are forever, but I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, they are very heartwarming from Uvalde. A little bit later, I may play a little bit of what Matthew McConaughey said. But I have a story. I'm hoping a few more people will trickle in. But I may go ahead and tell it. I don't want to have to retell it, but I may go ahead and tell it. What the heck, I'll go ahead and tell it. I don't want to bore everybody because it leads into the bigger picture. Oh, I love Matthew McConaughey and his family. Yesterday, it was between 10 and 11. My mom usually doesn't call me at that time because she stays up very late. Usually I'll get a call from my mom about 2, or I don't call her until 2. My mom and I, my husband and I and family moved here close to my parents. I said I'd never live in this city. We lived right outside of Atlanta. But we moved to this particular city. We lived outside of Atlanta where we were, but in a different direction. But we moved to this particular city because my dad had had a stroke. And we figured And both of my grandparents had passed away within a week of each other, and they were my mom's parents. My mom wasn't doing well, of course, with all of it. Nor were we, but of course it was both my mom's parents. So anyway, we moved here to be close to them. We live 3 miles from them. I lost my dad about 7 years ago. So my mom lives in the house. Long story short, she calls me early, which shocked me. And she tells me a SWAT team came to her door and asked her could she quickly get to a neighbor's or something else, and she couldn't. So they asked her to get into her basement and take cover, hey, shoeless one, with her phone because they were shielding, partially taking shield with her house, her car, and her trees. Yes, way. The reason being, the police were also there, the sheriff's department, and mental health, because the house directly across from her, and we're not talking way far across, we're talking my mom's house, a small street, the street's so small, cars barely pass each other. If someone were to park on the street, one car would have to wait for the other to pass. We're talking small street. And then the neighbor's house right across. The son of the neighbor was holding her hostage at you know what point with an AK 47. With an AK 47, and he had already fired off at the police. Now, you and I both know those kind of shots, rapid fire, can go through houses, cars, etc. My mother does not listen. Periodically, she was creeping up the stairs to look out the window. I'm on the phone with her, freaking on the inside. Calm on the outside, freaking on the inside. Because they had the neighborhood closed off, of course. I had no way to get to her. Again, this woman's like Lucille Ball from hell. She has no filter. She does not listen. She is bullheaded. She would get back downstairs. You could hear them on their megaphones. I occasionally could hear something. You could hear a scream. I stayed on the phone with her the entire time. This started in the morning. I've already lost a child. I've lost my dad. Of course, I've lost my grandparents. I've lost other people very close to me. We've all lost people. All of us have lost somebody. Losing my child was vastly different than all the losses. Trauma, trauma, trauma. Talking about trauma. Losing my child was vastly different. So, but I'm doing good the whole time with her. Yeah, Sheila. And it's not even my mom that's being held hostage in the house. She sort of is in her house, but she's not in the neighbor's house. And let me tell you about this neighbor. This neighbor's lost her husband. She's got a lot of medical conditions. She has trouble walking. Years ago, one of her sons, who was very sweet, who had issues with drugs, now he was very sweet. I'd talked to him before. I'd met his mom. I've met his mom a couple of times. I don't know her. I've met her before. We took a vegetable plate after what I'm about to tell you. He struggled with depression. He had used drugs before, and I think it was to self medicate. But one day he went outside with a weapon when his mother wasn't around. He went outside and decided to take his life because he didn't want to mess up the house. So she lost her son, another son. And now this with this son. So I'm on the phone with my mom. I'm on the phone with my mom. This is going on all day. I'm not going to get off with the phone with my mom. Around 3 o'clock, I'm talking to my mom. And I said, I don't know why I didn't think of this. And this is what I said to my mom. I said, I don't know what else to do. I feel helpless. I said, I am going to close my eyes and meditate for a moment, go to my special place, pray, and ask for supernatural help from archangels. I don't care if she thought I was whatever. So I did. I did. Let's call it coincidence for laughs and giggles, okay? And I told Steve this. I kid you not. On my life, I kid you not. 5 minutes later, because in my mind, I'm asking Archangel Michael in particular. I got Uriel, Gabriel, Raphael, but Michael in particular, I visualized him making it impossible for this guy to hold the weapon any longer, to make his arms weak, hold the weapon any longer. "5 minutes later, they got him and had him in custody. 5 minutes later. What does my mom do? She has snuck up to the window again. Again. And she sees the SWAT team gathering around the one of the SWAT vehicles. She starts counting the SWAT officers and the policemen. And she says the SWAT team is taking their helmets off and rubbing their heads and gathering around. What are they doing? Why are they gathering around that? And I hear her counting that this is my mom. She doesn't listen. So they had him. They had him. And a little bit later, I hear her yell out of her screen door, "Is it safe? Is it safe?" So when they finally tell her it's safe, my body starts going for hours. My body's like doing this thing, vibrating, vibrating. And I don't know if it's adrenaline, if it's stress, if it's what. And I have felt internally emotional all day. And it was still like vibrating when I woke up this morning. Like I was, and it wasn't even my mom. It could have been. She could have been a casualty of. And this is a neighborhood you would probably see on a movie. Every house is different. Every house is cute. There are trees and flowers and kids play on the street. She was in the basement for hours. And when I told my daughter, her eyes were big as this, and her eyes got teary. And we both went over there and took her food last night and spent time with her. It was just, it affected me so hard that I don't know why, that inside I feel like all day long I felt like I could cry. I felt like I could cry. I would have never expected it. Do you know what I'm saying? I would have never expected it. And here's this story my mom can tell, and she sees how hard has affected me. And I mean, I'm so happy that every person came out safe. The police, the lady, her son, my mom. And I stepped away from my mom and went outside on her porch last night. I had to get a breath, and she had some old, those little fairy lights that you put outside, solar lights, and she had put them in a wheelbarrow because they didn't work anymore. And I was a little flustered with her. I didn't want to show it, and all of a sudden the fairy lights went on once and then they went out. I thought, that's kind of strange. And you know how they can just do weird things, the lights and stuff? And I thought maybe they have short in them or whatever. I expected them to come on again and they never did. They went on once. Thought maybe my dad's looking out after her. Maybe it's a short. I thought, don't question it. But it just, I guess it triggered me. It triggered me. Hey, Leanne. And I just feel internally emotional. And then I saw the Matthew McConaughey, which we're going to play in a moment, talking about those kids. And I've seen the grief those parents have experienced about their children. And I know that grief. I plan to do grief counseling with parents, people in general, not just parents. I know that gutting grief of child loss is inexplicable. You have to remind yourself to breathe, literally, for days on end. And I guess when that happened yesterday, you sit there and you prepare yourself. Hey, make it make sense. He says, Matthew going down there definitely helped that town. Oh, 150%. People see those things happen in schools and stuff. And I guess the point I'm making about that happening right across the street of that guy pointing the AK-47 at his mom and the SWAT team using my mom's house and her car and her trees as a shield and telling her go in the basement. People detach when they see these things happen in these schools. When they see these things on the news happen in other people's neighborhoods, they emotionally detach from it because it's not happening to them. It's not happening to them. And they see the parents and say, I told you I was a coward. Sheila Steve asked me to do this and I was a coward. I was a coward about doing it. I was a coward about talking about Uvalde. Let me tell you why. It was too close to home. The grief I saw on the parents' faces, that I heard in their voices, that I could feel in their souls, was too close to home. When it's unexpected and someone tells you that it just happened to your child and you're like, what? And they have to tell you again because that is nothing that you ever, when you walked in that door, ever in a million years expected to hear. It's like the soul got ripped out of your body. The world stopped and you're in another freaking dimension. And you don't know how you're going to reconfigure your whole life because nothing makes sense and nobody can make it make sense for you ever again. Ever again. And you will learn to move forward and you will learn to do happy things and you will learn to navigate the grief. But there will not be one day that you will not feel them, sense them, think their name, think about them. There will not be one day, there will not be one night that you do not tell them good night out loud or in your head. There will not be one birthday that you do not do something to celebrate them. There will not be one holiday. This will go on as long as you live because it is unnatural to lose your child. All other losses happen. I'm sorry, it is unnatural to lose your child. This is why I was a coward about bringing this up. People have the right to bear arms, okay? No one that is not in the military who needs that kind of who needs that? Who needs an AK-47? Mental health needs to be made a priority. Our country has failed us with that. They failed us. If they educate everybody that mental health needs to be commonplace. There would be less physical health. There would be less crime. There would be fewer people trying to self medicate. They have failed our communities in not educating people that that is a priority, that it is not taboo, to making it more available, to allowing people to have a safe place to speak. Our country has failed us with that. This should not ever occur. Ever. Children should be able to go to schools and be safe. It has occurred too many times for our country just to say, oh, we're sorry, this should never happen. We're going to do something about it. When? When are they going to fix it? What is our responsibility in this? We have the power. We have the power to make this happen. It is not just our government's problem. We have voices. If we speak loud enough, if we push loud hard enough, if they don't do something, we can do something. I mean, my Lord, look at social media and Johnny Depp. Give me a break. Yes, he deserved justice. But look how many people have gone crazy over that. If everybody put the same effort that they do in social media for Johnny Depp, for housewives, for everything else, in what is important in these things, where are our voices? It doesn't have to be just your child. We are all brothers and sisters in one form or another by our souls alone. I ask that people quit being so divisive, quit finding reasons to go against each other, and join together for something that makes a difference. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Children, people with severe depression and mental health problems, people that are looking to cause harm. It should be more difficult for people to get a hold of things they don't need to have in their hands. There is no reason for people to have AK 47s and high velocity weapons. None. We should have bigger access, and it should be easier for people if they don't want people to know to get mental health help. Jeez. I would love it. Look, I was in a chat the other night. This chat did not have anything to do with people being depressed, feeling blue, feeling lonely. It was complete the opposite. I just happened to be in there. There were people so sad, so lonely, so alone, coming in there just because they wanted to make connections. It was not my chat. It was not my live stream. So I did not invite them here. Was not my place. But everything in me wanted to say, look, if you want connection, if you want a community, if you want everything in me wanted to say, come here. It is safe. If you need that, come here. I could not. Out of respect, I could not. Because that's part of what this community is about. I couldn't do it. But they were in a place where that was not what that was about. But that's part of what I want this to be about. But, I can't get the word out. I mean, I don't want to do psychotherapy in here, but I want people that feel that way to know there's a safe place and have a community. There are so many people feeling that way out there and don't know where or how, when to reach out. Our country has failed them. I don't know what it's like in other countries. It's like if people go to the doctor, right? They go to the doctor when they're sick, when they're wounded, when a bone's broken, when they have disease, etc. Imagine this. Imagine people having all those maladies, but they do not go to the doctor. And they're walking around sick and all that pain. That's what mental health is like. And we have so many people walking around like that. There again, I've said it before. Unless you are a newborn baby, every single one of us has had anxiety, depression, what have you, at some point in our life. There is not one person on this earth that has not experienced some degree of a mental health issue. Not one person, me included. And yet, what? Unless you have insurance or pay out of pocket, so sorry. And that is part of why we're having these occurrences happen. Yeah, some people can just be evil and do it. Evil is an entire different thing. There is evil and there are mental health issues. You have Amber Heard with narcissism, BPD, HPT, okay? Those are not the reasons she did what she did to Johnny Depp. There was greed, malice, evil, other issues. Those are why she did those things. Okay? You can't blame it all on mental health issues. Some people have mental health issues. And that's why they snap and do some of the things they do. There are people that do take drugs to self medicate their mental health issues. If they had mental health, they might not do drugs. But then there's some people that do drugs just because they like to do drugs. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't blame everything on everything. I'm sorry. I apologize. I went off on a tangent. I'm overwhelmed about what happened, and I have been since yesterday. And I'm overwhelmed about what keeps happening. Look, these babies are innocent. And I know what these parents are going through and will continue to go through for their whole life. They're, look, they're other kids. The trauma that other kids are going to go through, and I've watched my daughter go through, it took her into the fourth year. We're into year four now. And it's only been this last 6 months that all the grief has cracked in her. And she's just now dealing with it. Willow says Amber Heard is just evil, greed person, period. Mental issues just an excuse for her. And more information is coming out. She pulled everybody else in. That IO that said he watched her injuries and watched this, and he wasn't even there. So she's got other people that are complicit. That's not the point. What I'm saying is, when people commit crimes, it is not always mental health, but sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Often it is. And those babies, those babies. And I know there were adults, and I know there was a teacher, and then that happened to her husband within a few days. It's just unnecessary. And I know I'm probably feeling emotional too because yesterday, just, I don't know. Look, just brought up all kinds of things. And you just don't expect something like that. It's shocking. It's shocking to have it happen right there at your parent, right? And she was exhausted, but now she's like so flip about it. And I'm frustrated because it's kind of like she doesn't think. Just shocking. And now they're, taking it for mental health. I don't know if he's going to get to come back or not. I don't know if the guy's going to get to come back. That's scary. Then what? Then what? They've let him come back a few times. So then what if he gets hold of another weapon? Then what? Sorry. I'm sorry. What are your thoughts on what can be done? You don't want to take away people's rights, but and then you think about what are they going to do? Put metal detectors at the school? They're probably going to have to. They had an officer at the school. But in the meantime, for those of you that have not heard Matthew McConaughey's talk, I'm going to share it now. It's worth listening to. It is worth listening to. So I'm going to share it.
Matthew McConaughey has been on the Hill all day meeting with
I don't want to hear that lady talk.
leaders from Texas, where he grew up. He's specifically from Uvalde, Texas. Let's see if he got.
Oops, hold on.
These deaths by keeping the dreams of these children and teachers alive. Again, how can a loss of these lives matter? So while we honor and acknowledge the victims, we need to recognize that this time it seems that something is different. There's a sense that perhaps there's a viable path forward. Responsible parties in this debate seem to at least be committed to sitting down and having a real conversation about a new and improved path forward. A path that can bring us closer together and make us safer as a country. A path that can actually get something done this time. Camille and I came here to share my stories from my hometown, Uvalde. Came here to take meetings with elected officials on both sides of the aisle. We came here to speak to them, to speak with them, and to urge them to speak with each other. To remind and inspire them that the American people will continue to drive forward the mission of keeping our children safe, because it's more than our right to do so. It's our responsibility to do so. I'm here today in the hopes of applying what energy, reason, and passion that I have into trying to turn this moment into a reality. Because as I said, this moment is different. We are in a window of opportunity right now that we have not been in before. A window where it seems like real change can happen. Uvalde, Texas is where I was born. It's where my mom taught kindergarten, less than a mile from Robb Elementary. Uvalde is where I learned to master a Daisy BB gun. That took 2 years before I graduated to a .410 shotgun. Uvalde is where I was taught to revere the power and the capability of the tool that we call a gun. Uvalde is where I learned responsible gun ownership. Now, Uvalde called me on May 24th when I learned the news of this devastating tragedy. I had been out of cellular range, working in the studio all day when I emerged, and messages about a mass shooting in the town I was born in began flooding my inbox. In a bit of shock, I drove home, hugged my children a bit tighter and longer than the night before, and then the reality of what had happened that day in the town I was born in set in. So the next morning, Camilla, myself, and the kids, we loaded up the truck and we drove to Uvalde. When we arrived a few hours later, I got to tell you, even from the inside of our vehicle, you could feel the shock in the town. You could feel the pain, the denial, the disillusion, anger, blame, sadness, loss of lives, dreams halted. We saw ministries, we saw first responders, counselors, cooks, families trying to grieve without it being on the front page news. We met with the local funeral director and countless morticians who hadn't slept since the massacre the day before, because they've been working 24/7 trying to handle so many bodies at once, so many little innocent bodies who had their entire lives still yet to live. And that is there that we met two of the grieving parents, Ryan and Jessica Ramirez. Their 10-year-old daughter, Alethea. She was one of the 19 children that were killed the day before. Now, Alethea, her dream was to go to art school in Paris and one day share her art with the world. Ryan and Jessica were eager to share Alethea's art with us and said if we could share it, that somehow, maybe that would make Alethea smile in heaven. They told us that showing someone else Alethea's art would in some way keep her alive. Now, this particular drawing is a self-portrait, all right, of Alethea drawing with her friend in heaven looking down on her, drawing the very same picture. Her mother said of this drawing, she said, you know, we never really talked to her about heaven before, but somehow she knew. Alethea was 10 years old. Her father, Ryan, This man was steady. He was uncommonly together and calm. When a frazzled friend of his came up and said, "How are you so calm? I'd be going crazy." Ryan told him, he said, "No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You'd be strong for your wife and kids, because if they see you go crazy, that will not help them." Just a week prior, Ryan got a full-time line job, stringing power lines from pole to pole. And every day since landing that well-paying full-time job, he reminded his daughter Alethea, he said, "Girl, Daddy gonna spoil you now." Told her every single night. He said, "Daddy's gonna take you to SeaWorld one day." He didn't get to spoil his daughter. Alethea, she did not get to go to SeaWorld. We also met Anna and Danilo, the mom and the stepdad of 9-year-old Maite Rodriguez. And Maite wanted to be a marine biologist. She was already in contact with Corpus Christi University of A&M for her future college enrollment. 9 years old. Maite cared for the environment so strongly that when the city asked her mother if they could release some balloons into the sky in her memory, her mom said, "Oh, no." Maite wouldn't want to let her. Maite wore green high-top Converse with a heart she had hand-drawn on the right toe because they represented her love of nature. Camilla's got these shoes. Can you show these shoes, please? Wore these every day. Green Converse with a heart on the right toe. These are the same green Converse on her feet that turned out to be the only clear evidence that could identify her after the shooting. How about that? Maite wrote a letter. Her mom said if Maite's letter could help someone accomplish her dream, that then her death would have an impact. And it would mean her dying had a point, and was it pointless? That it would make the loss of her life matter. The letter reads, "Marine biologist, I want to pass school to get to my dream college. My dream college is in Corpus Christi by the ocean. I need to live next to the ocean because I want to be a marine biologist. Marine biologists study animals and the water. Most of the time I will be in a lab. Sometimes I will be on TV." Then there was Ellie Garcia, a 10-year-old, and her parents, Stephen and Jennifer. Ellie loved to dance and she loved church. She even knew how to drive tractors and was already working with her dad and her uncle mowing yards. Ellie was always giving of her gifts, her time, even half-eaten food on her plate. They said around the house, we called her the Great Regifter. Smiling through tears, her family told us how Ellie loved to embrace, said she was the biggest hugger in the family. Now, Ellie was born Catholic, but had been going to Baptist church with her uncle for the last couple of years. Her mom and dad were proud of her because they said she was learning to love God no matter where. The week prior to her passing, she'd been preparing to read a verse from the Bible for the next Wednesday night's church service. The verse was from Deuteronomy 6:5. "And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might." That's who Ellie was becoming. But she never got to read it. Service on that Wednesday night. Then there was a fairy tale love story of a teacher named Irma and her husband Joe. What a great family this was. This was an amazing family. Camilla and I, we sat with about 20 of their family members in the living room along with their 4 kids. Kids were 23, 19, 15, and 13. They shared all these stories about how Irma and Joe served the community and would host all these parties, and how Irma and Joe were planning on getting a food truck together when they soon retired. They were humble, hard-working people. Irma was a teacher who her family said went above and beyond and just couldn't say no to any kind of teaching. Joe had been commuting to and from work 70 miles away in Del Rio for years. Together, they were the glue of the family. Both worked overtime to support their 4 kids. Irma even worked every summer when school was out. The money she had made 2 summers ago paid to paint the front of the house. The money she made last summer paid to paint the sides of the house. This summer's work was going to pay to paint the back of the house. Because Irma was one of the teachers who was gunned down in the classroom. Joe, her husband, literally died of heartache the very next day when he had a heart attack. They never got to paint the back of their house. They never got to retire. And they never got to get that food truck together. We also met a cosmetologist. All right, she was well-versed in mortuary makeup. That's the task of making the victims appear as peaceful and natural as possible for their open casket viewings. These bodies were very different. They needed much more than makeup to be presentable. They needed extensive restoration. Why? Due to the exceptionally large exit wounds of an AR-15 rifle. Most of the body so mutilated that only DNA test or green Converse could identify them. Many children were left not only dead, but hollow. So yes, counselors are going to be needed in Uvalde for a long time. Counselors are needed in all these places where these mass shooters have been for a long time. I was told by many that it takes a good year before people even understand what to do next. And even then, when they become secure enough to take the first step forward, a lifetime's not going to heal those wounds. But again, you know what every one of these parents wanted, what they asked us for? But every parent separately expressed in their own way to Camilla and me, that they want their children's dreams to live on. That they want their children's dreams to continue to accomplish something after they are gone. They want to make their loss of life matter. Look, we heard from so many people, right? Families of the deceased, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, Texas Rangers, hunters, Border Patrol, and responsible gun owners who won't give up their Second Amendment right to bear arms. And you know what they all said? We want secure and safe schools, and we want gun laws that won't make it so easy for the bad guys to get these damn guns. So, we know it's on the table. We need to invest in mental health care. We need safer schools. We need to restrain sensationalized media coverage. We need to restore our family values. We need to restore our American values. And we need responsible gun ownership. Responsible gun ownership. We need background checks. We need to raise the minimum age to purchase an AR-15 rifle to 21. We need a waiting period for those rifles. We need red flag laws and consequences for those who abuse them. These are reasonable, practical, tactical regulations to our nation, states, communities, schools, and homes. Responsible gun owners are fed up with the Second Amendment being abused and hijacked by some deranged individuals. These regulations are not a step back. They're a step forward for a civil society and the Second Amendment. Look, is this a cure-all? Hell no. The people are hurting. Families are, parents are. And look, as divided as our country is, this gun responsibility issue is one that we agree on more than we don't. It really is. Look, this should be a nonpartisan issue. This should not be a partisan issue. There is not a Democratic or Republican value in one single act of these shooters. It's not. But people in power have failed to act. So we're asking you, and I'm asking you, will you please ask yourselves, can both sides rise above? Can both sides see beyond the political problem at hand and admit that we have a life preservation problem on our hands? So we got a chance right now to reach for and to grasp a higher ground above our political affiliations. A chance to make a choice that does more than protect your party. A chance to make a choice that protects our country now and for the next generation. We've got to take a sober, humble, and honest look in the mirror and rebrand ourselves based on what we truly value. What we truly value. We got to get some real courage and honor our immortal obligations instead of our party affiliations. Enough with the counterpunching. Enough of the invalidation of the other side. Let's come to the common table that represents the American people. Find a middle ground, the place where most of us Americans live anyway, especially on this issue. Because I promise you, America, you and me, we are not as divided as we're being told we are. No. How about we get inspired? Give ourselves just cause to revere our future again. Maybe set an example for our children. Give us reason to tell them, hey, listen and watch these men and women. These are great American leaders right here. Hope you grow up to be like them. And let's admit it. We can't truly be leaders if we're only living for re-election. Let's be knowledgeable and wise and act on what we truly believe. Again, we got to look in the mirror, lead with humility, and acknowledge the values that are inherent to, but also above politics. We got to make choices, make stands, embrace new ideas, and preserve the traditions that can create true progress for the next generation. With real leadership, let's start giving us, all of us, with real leadership, let's start giving all of us good reason to believe that the American dream is not an illusion. So where do we start? We start by making the right choices on the issue that is in front of us today. We start by making laws that save innocent lives and don't infringe on our Second Amendment rights. We start right now by voting to pass policies that can keep us from having as many Columbine, Sandy Hooks, Parklands, Las Vegas, Buffaloes, and Uvaldes from here on. We start by giving Alethea a chance to be spoiled by her dad. We start by giving Mate a chance to become a marine biologist. Start by giving Ellie a chance to read her Bible verse.
So heartbreaking. So heartbreaking.
Start by giving Irma and Joe a chance to finish painting their house. Maybe retire, get that food truck. We start by giving McKenna, Layla, Miranda, Nevaeh, Jose, Javier, Tess, Rogelio, Eliana, Annabelle, Jackie, Azuya, JC, Jayla, Ava, Amory, and Lexi. We start by giving all of them our promise that their dreams are not going to be forgotten. We start by making the loss of these lives matter.
Anyway, I pretty much liked what he had to say, but I think that instead of waiting for the government, just waiting for the government to do something, again, it's going to be up to the individual people in our country to come together and begin to make the changes. You know what? I don't mean to sit here and preach to the choir. I mean, like Paranormal says, I'm afraid of taking my kids to daycare now. I don't think it happens so much at daycare, Willow. Typically, it happens in the schools. Um, Amber Heard is just an evil greed person, period. Individual families, people in America, we're the ones that are going to have to do the change.org, the ones that are going to have to make our voices heard, the ones that are going to have to come together and create it. I'm tired of waiting on our government. It's not that we're going to have to overthrow our government, but whoa, did you hear that? Thunder and lightning at my house? But if we can make, hey Leanne, if we can make all these things happen on social media, Amber Heard and Aquaman, and this and that and the other, and things occur that way, why can't we use our energy in a positive way to create change? The fact of the matter is, we can. We can. People need to focus their energy to force the change, to create the change. Willow says that thunder is a good sign. It's a sign that angels are hearing you. Thank you, Willow. I need that. I need that. I have been utilizing them yesterday, today, and stuff. And I'm sorry. Look, I am emotional wreck. The tears keep coming and coming. I'm feeling choked up. Maybe all of that is coming out of my body. Again, I apologize. It's like, you know how it starts welling up in your throat, starts feeling tight. Something has to be done. Something has to be done. You hear it again? Can y'all hear that? Change has to occur. Nobody needs those powerful things. My heart is broken about those babies. I know how that feels for those parents. I can't understand why there's not more mental health out there. There's a shortage in the United States. Did you guys realize that? There's a shortage of counselors and psychotherapists and psychologists. A shortage. And they need to do something about funding for it. So we're kind of on that train right there. We're on that train. I mean, I almost wonder, can you do a GoFundMe for mental health for people to set it up for people? I don't know. What can you do? You can't do a GoFundMe where one person handles that. I mean, what can be done? It's like, how do we rack our brains so we can create change? Does every school need a metal detector? We know they need safety officers, which is sad that has to occur. We need more mental health. We need safety for schools. What else do we need? Bring it on, thunder and lightning. Thank you, angels. Let's get it all out. Take all this stress out of my body. We need the laws to be changed for weapons. What else do we need? Thank you, Shelley. And I would like to have a night here where people that are feeling lonely, depressed, sad, that need connection with other people know that they can come here. That was heartbreaking what I saw in that person's chat the other day. What was another channel? And they were just going to come up and talk so they could feel connection with anybody. And some of these people were from the UK. That was heartbreaking. One lady had made dinner, and somebody was supposed to come eat with her because they knew that she was lonely, and it was another lady, and they stood her up. Another lady was an older lady, and she had nobody to talk to. She lived alone. She came on the chat because she was lonely and just wanted to connect with other people. They could be coming in here to connect with loving, helpful people. I don't get it. Where is the word not getting out? Where is the word not getting out? I have been advocating for mental health awareness for years. Something has to change. Leanne, you are so right. Look at the difference it would make in our world if people look. Do you know the difference it would make for people that have so much stress and they go to work every day and they have nowhere to unload it? Here's the thing. Our friends and families half the time don't want to hear what's going on with us. That's the truth. If we're dealing with stress, if we're dealing with problems, they don't really want to hear it. Let's be honest. If we have a counselor or a therapist that we can go talk to about our stuff and they can help us unwind our problems and give us some awareness, that's a huge load off. Hey, Queen of O'Hara, how are you doing? Everybody go, I forget to say it, everyone go give Queen of O'Hara's channel a look at and subscribe. I forget to say it. She's got her own channel. And while I'm thinking about it, if you haven't in the bushes, please like, share, subscribe. But if you just like and subscribe, that would be great because it gives us a push in the algorithm and it would be lovely. And if you're in the bushes, if you have friends that just need to connect, need somebody to listen, just need a community, please tell them to join us. Everyone here is lovely and loving. It's a no hate zone. No hate zone. You are most welcome, Queen of O'Hara. Wednesdays, I try to leave for important things. And after what happened to my mom, it hit home. And like I said, Steve Sheila's one was encouraging, encouraging me to talk about this, and so was my daughter, I must say. My daughter was encouraging me to talk about what happened with my mom, and she was encouraging me to talk about, um, she was encouraging me to talk about Uvalde. So it's just really important, and they all seem to connect. People just need to try to connect about what's important. Thank you, Marva. I am blind as a bat tonight. I pulled that up, now I can't figure out where to take it back. But it would be lovely if, we can all advocate or think about putting our ideas together. And maybe we could start making a difference ourselves in our own communities. They say do it where you are. Do it where you are. I appreciate you listening. I told Willow yesterday what had happened to my mom, and she was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, really," because I was just like overwhelmed. We are collective energy, but people are more lost and more lonely out there in social media and the YouTube world than we think. And they're seeking community. They're seeking a place, a touchstone to be accepted. And they're just kind of floating out there. And that has a lot to do with mental health, too. People just needing to feel connection and heard. And like I said, when I was on the other channel, if I could have said, hey, you can come here, I would have. But that would have been rude. Yeah. I was so out of it. And when they were playing a game on another channel and said something happened to somebody, and I was like, what? Thank Lord it was a game. Thank the Lord. But, and if we could do something for, maybe we could do something for that school to show our support. Maybe we could do something for that school. I would like to do something, some kind of charity or some kind of something for maybe the school in Uvalde. We did something for Vintage last year. I would like to do something. Maybe for Uvalde and honor Noah. I don't know. But I just have the need to do something. I'm feeling that kind of thing now. Anybody have questions or comments? Or I know this was a more serious night, but I was getting, like I said, getting it from all directions. And I feel for those parents. I mean, I would love if there was something we could do to honor those children. Oh, you are so right. I mean, but those people I saw yesterday, it was different. These were people I hadn't seen. How come I? Sometimes those seeking community are finding it in the wrong place. Channels finding each other, etc. Yeah, I don't want the drama. I don't want people seeking drama. That is a big no for me. I do not want people seeking drama. Not for this mama. Not for this mama. Oh, okay. Now that I've calmed down, I have to tell y'all something funny. I'm trying to grow our channel. I want to get past the 1,000 mark. We are not there. I'm going to be honest with you. When we get past the 1,000, we get monetized. YouTube gives us more look sees. We get all these other little things. I don't have to put all my money into the channel, which, it's not that I'm on, but it's harder when you have to keep investing all your money in the channel. Um, but be that as it may, I've started, yeah, 103, started TikTok. I started TikTok. What I did not expect was, what I did not expect was getting DMs on TikTok. That is what I did not expect. And one DM I got the other day was a man asking me if I'd been a sugar baby. I'm going to lighten stuff up now. He actually asked me if I'd been a sugar baby. I was like, are you kidding me? So I said, isn't a sugar baby candy? I mean, look, come on, I'm not 20. Ask me if I'd been a sugar baby. Some of the funniest things, that little message. I did it so I could put um, stuff about the channel on there. But that is, I'm not used to all this. But some of the things you get on there are so funny. I read it to my husband and my daughter. Oh, I got a new one. Okay. Hello, baby. Are you a sugar baby? Today. Hello, baby. Are you a sugar baby? Now, how are you? What the heck? I don't have TikTok. Is it a good way to get your channel name out? I don't know. I literally just started it about a week ago. But I get these direct messages from men, and I am not 20 years old. So Busy Blue tells me, I feel funny because they're like flirting. And like I said, I'm not 20 years old. I, I have to wear, because I'm visually impaired. I'm partially visually impaired. So you'll see me pick my glasses on and up. And I need to go to a neuro ophthalmologist soon because I'm losing the vision this time because of MS. But anyway, Busy Blue, I told Steven, said flirt anyway because it helps my channel. Look, well, I told this guy he didn't have any game the other day. I told him he didn't have any game because he was asking my age. I told him I was 103. Hello, baby. Are you a sugar baby? What am I supposed to say to that? Hello, baby. Are you a sugar baby? I'm going to end up not getting any subs from that because I'm politely rude, if that makes any sense. Hello, baby. Are you a sugar baby? He has no videos and I can't see him. He looks kind of old. Like I haven't even room to speak, but are you serious? And then I get a lot of people that, hello, love. I feel drawn. I need to read my DMs. That would be a good show. I feel drawn by I feel drawn by my spiritual insight when I was looking at your profile picture. I don't know if you don't mind me consider you for a reading to know what the universe has for you about your life path down Witch's Way. So he wants to give me a reading. That one wants to give me a reading. Como va? That one just wants to say hello. This one says, where are you located? Hello, where are you located? This one says, hello, gorgeous. Hello, beautiful woman. I am Kane from Texas. This one is, cute. What are you doing now? Where are you from? And I'm like, this is supposed to be TikTok. I didn't know this was like um, a dating app. And then one sends me, uh, hello, mate. Nice reaching out to you with some good vibes. I got top quality psilocybin trips. Don't know if you're going to be interested in getting some. DM me with your Telegram or WhatsApp number for more info. Thanks. Grand rising love, I read your name and felt a strong energy and connection and thought you wanted a reading. I'm surprised to see. Is that your profile picture? Thank you, you're a very nice person. Do you have time to chat with me? Please add my WhatsApp. One night, I just need to read my DMs from this crap. And some of them pretend like they're Channing Tatum. Some try to catfish you. I get so many that are trying to give me readings. One I said, look, I am an evidential psychic medium. DMs with Dana. Yeah, let's do a night like that. You know what I would like to do? I would like to send back and forth chats with some of these and see what grody stuff they say. Hello, I usually don't. Okay. You have. Oh, he's trying to. Hello, I usually don't reach out to client, but my inner spirit have led me to you. You have such a beautiful aura, and I would love to give you a reading consultation process. Man, they just. I have never tried to seek out a client to do a reading with. Never, ever, 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 ever. And the ones trying to be like they're Tanning Tatum, that's pitiful. It's crazy. If you've got TikTok and you've been getting crazy DMs, we all need to share them. You should get TikTok. Leanne, get TikTok and start seeing what DMs you get. Yeah, the ones that are saying they're Channing, all the stars, they are fake, fake, fake. Unless they have a blue dot beside their name, they're not real. And they will try to scam you in a heartbeat. And don't you just love the ones that do a TikTok? They have one photo, and then they don't post anything, and they're just trying to chat away at you. I'm like, this is not a dating site. It's not a dating site. It's not supposed to be used for this, I don't think. Or am I wrong? Saturday night might be. Let's talk about TikTok. Let's talk about TikTok. Oh, and listen, while we're still here, oh, the one trying to give me a reading are scammers. They're like vultures. They are like vultures. All your kids have it. TikTok has everything. It's kind of a community. Now, I thought about going live on TikTok. I haven't been brave enough to do it to see if it could stir up some action for the channel. I don't know. I need to I need to freshen up the channel. I need to make some changes with it. I know I do. And like Steve says, I need to do some short little videos of giving self-help advice and stuff like that. I need to get with the groove. See, that's a problem when you're not 20 and you start YouTube and you're having to learn things and get with it, you know? When you're not 20 or a teenager and you start YouTube and you're having to figure everything out and get with it. Yeah. And they even have this thing where people play games on TikTok now. I've seen these games where they earn things and blah blah blah. I don't know what that is. But I've thought about going live and to see what kind of community, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't I don't want it to turn into a creepy thing. You know, I'd like for it. I reckon you should judge them playing their games. I would like for it to be. I might do it a dance TikTok sometime, but I would like for it to be like answer your problems or something like that. I don't know. Give me your problem, I'll give you an answer. Give me your problem, I'll give you an answer. Give me your problem, I'll give you an answer. Got a problem? I got your answer. The problem is, I'm getting all these. Hey, you want to be a sugar baby? Are you a sugar baby? I can't believe that guy asked me if I am a sugar baby. What the hell? How am I supposed to answer that? Am I a sugar baby? What woman that's not 20 is a sugar baby? Do I look like a baby? Sugar mama? No. What are they wanting to pay me? I don't even live near them. How would I be a sugar baby to them? I'm not going to strip online. Do they if they want to send me money and I just smile at it? I don't know. That's just weird. I don't even know how to deal with that reference. Who asked somebody? I mean, one man asked me, "Do I want to be a sugar baby?" And this man's asking me, "Am I a sugar baby?" How am I supposed to answer that? Lucky he didn't say cougar. Look, the man looked older than me. So I couldn't cougar him. So that would be a dumb thing to say. He looked older than me. But it's quite hard to judge these days. Do you see what I'm saying? Because my mom by far does not look her age. People in my family don't age. Look, here's what I think. I think we should have an experiment. See, I've gone from sad to funny. Well, no, I'm not saying I'm funny. I've gone from sad to talking about funny things. Let's put it that way. I think we should have an experiment. People are so brazen, I can't hardly see tonight. It's stress. Stress affects my vision. Okay, people are so brazen when it's not in person. That's the issue. Okay, here is the thing. Who wants to have fun? Who wants to have a little fun? I think we all should get TikTok, right? And see what kind of DMs we get. Or no, I think we should get TikTok and have read our DMs night. Don't you think? Matter of fact, I got somebody trying to scam me tonight, and I might have a scam my scammer night. Or save the phone numbers of your scammers and I'll call them night. Just make sure they're scammers and not somebody you know personally because I don't want to do that to somebody. I would do it. If they're really a scammer number, I would do it. What? What are you talking about? You had a TikTok and you deleted it? Why did you delete it, Steve? Shoeless one? Why? It is ridiculous. Look, when they called me, I got called by a scammer today, and they got on the phone, I answer, and they said hello, and I said hello, and they said, "Is this Dana?" And I said yes, and they said, "What is your last name?" I said company. They said, "You're someone has spent $267 on your Amazon. If you haven't spent this, then we need to help you or whatever." So they wanted my name. Next thing they wanted to reverse it on my bank account. I went click. No way, this is a scam. And then I checked my bank account, my PayPal. I already had my Instagram hacked. They weren't about to take my money. Paranormal said, I never got hit on a platform. I guess it's the witch part. Well, if you ever decide you want to get hit on a platform, then I guess you just change the name. Repetitive, boring waste of energy. Well, I only did it for the channel to see if I can help the channel. I mean, who was it that told me to get on Twitch? Was it you, Sheila's one? I still haven't figured that one out. My daughter just said she gets weird DMs all the time on TikTok. See? Well, yeah. Let's do weird DMs. Leanne, ask her if she's got a sugar baby DM. I get them on my cell messages. I really telling them to. We need to do those. Let's do that Saturday night. That sounds like fun. Does it sound like fun or no? Put it in the chat if it sounds like fun. Put yes in the chat if you want to do it or no. Let me know. Yes or no. like a sugar baby. No, well, there's sugar baby in me. What's a sugar baby supposed to look like? Let me know in the chat. Do you want to do weird DMs or no? Just want to do something fun for a change. Or give me an idea if you want to do something else. Who wants to do weird DMs or um, something like catfishing spammers? I'm getting nothing. I'm getting no feedback. I don't record on TikTok, just watch. Well, just let me know. Anything you would like to do that's funny. Just as a release. The other thing is, I'm putting out there, considering doing a health and fitness challenge group. Sheila Swan and I were talking about doing that to get healthy or lose a little weight. I would probably do it on a private closed group on Facebook. Private and closed. So, anyone that is interested, let me know. You can invite a friend if you wish. Private and closed. You can let me know at deardana1111 at gmail.com. But I will do it private and closed on a Facebook group where nobody can see it. I used to do them before as a fitness coach. I personally use some of the things in Beachbody and Demand. Everybody doesn't have to use the same thing. You don't even have to use that. But I guide people on how to reach their goals in whatever way. We just give each other support, accountability, that kind of thing, check ins, stuff like that, so we don't give up. Okay, Shelly. I will create a group and let you guys know what it is, and it will just be for us. And anyone you'd like to invite, you can. I just ask that people be committed to themselves. But on that note, I am going to start closing. Sorry I got so emotional. It's just been a lot for me building up with all of this. I never thought it would occur. The next thing I knew, it was in the newspapers and on the television and stuff like that. And I just warned my mom. I said, the news outlets could very well be at your house. So I told her that she didn't want to deal with them. She needed to stay in her house. But much love to everybody. I appreciate you all trying to do something positive in your community to make a difference. Soon, I would like to do something as our own community to, I don't know, give back, do something. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you all. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. I appreciate you all out in the bushes so, so much. I can sense you and feel you when you get brave, when you want to, but please subscribe. Invite your friends. If you have friends that are alone, lonely, need community, please invite them here. We are not scary. You don't have to come up on the channel Being in the chat is just being in the chat and interacting. Nobody here is scary. Nobody. Everybody's loving and kind. Um, but anyway, I'll see everybody Saturday. Thank you so much. And I sending big love to everyone. Hello, Ava. Thank you for coming up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love your name. We appreciate you. Sending love to you. And if you want us to do some live healing soon, we will do that too. If anyone's feeling ill, if you're dealing with sickness, illness, disease, let us know. Yeah, please hit that share. Well, please hit that subscribe and like. It's really important to us. We appreciate and love you all. And if you have a topic or something you really want to talk about, let us know. We're here for psychology, spirituality, social commentary, and things that are important to you. But anyway, again, I will talk to you later. Bye, everybody. Have a good rest of your week. We're on hump day. Hump, hump, hump. Take it easy. And here we go. Bum, bum, ba-da.